Welcome to How to Rock Spirit's Sun Moon Alchemy series. This audio was compiled and recorded by Dustin Cormier, a Leo Ascendant Scorpio with Sagittarius Moon, born in the year of the Metal Ram. All the possible Western Sun and Moon sign combinations can be found and learned about here. This information is for educational purposes only. I do not own any of the following content. For more astrology lectures and my own Cosmic Consciousness audio lecture series, check out How to Rock Spirit's YouTube channel, where I rap about everything from philosophy and transpersonal psychology, to psychedelic spirituality, to tantric and occult mysticism, and even to Marx and Engels and the materialist sciences. See you there! Sun in an Earth sign. Basically motivated by material needs and practicality. Recharges energy through working with the physical world, being productive, and feeding the senses. The Sun in the signs, interpretive guidelines. Sun in Capricorn. Creative energy colored by self-control, caution, traditionalism. Essentially values hard work, authority, and achievement. Needs to work single-mindedly and with discipline toward well-defined goals in order to fully express self. Level of vitality is affected and sense of individuality is developed by one's ability to assume responsibility. Flow of creative expression can be frozen by pessimism, a cynical attitude, or too much concern with respectability and appearances. The Moon sign and its element. These notes are also still from Stephen Arroyo's Chart Interpretation Handbook. The element of the Moon's sign represents an attunement from the past that manifests automatically, a mode of feeling and being that one needs to be aware of in order to feel inwardly secure and at home with oneself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. This element and experiences related to it feed your need to feel right about yourself. By such modes of self-expression, you are satisfying a deep inner need that can give stability to your entire personality. The Moon's element also shows how you react instinctively to all experiences, with what energy you spontaneously adjust yourself to the flow of life. Moon in Earth signs. Reacts to changing experiences with steadiness and stability. Feels comfortable with self when being productive and working towards goals. Sign position of the Moon. How one reacts based on subconscious predisposition. Moon in Capricorn. Reacts with self-control and determination. Sometimes reacts automatically with severe negativity. Needs to manipulate the world and others in order to feel secure, comfortable, and to achieve one's goals. Can set aside personal concerns to fulfill duties. Controlled response to experience. Cautiously projects authoritative, determined energy. Feels comfortable in role of provider, protector, habitually takes control of situations. Dominant emotional need to be on top or to be an authority can limit capacity for intimacy and emotional nurturing. The following information comes from Isabel Hickey's Astrology, a Cosmic Science, copyright 1992 by Isabel M. Hickey Trust. Moon in Capricorn. Note that this position is considered to be the detriment of the Moon position, since Capricorn is opposite Cancer. Cancer rules the Moon. Poor place for Moon, and especially so for a female. Works against itself. Conservative. Strong ambitions. A power complex. Security of subconscious lies in authority. Contest is bred of life. Wants to win recognition as an important and powerful person. Needs to watch tendency to harden ego complex in a shell of self-centered ambition. Not a happy person as a rule. Rigid and crystallized feelings. Not a truly sympathetic and emotional person. Parental influence very strong. Subconscious fears need to be brought to the surface and dissolved through understanding. In a male chart, attracts a serious and quiet type of partner. Sun-Moon Alchemy, the elemental combinations of the Sun sign and the Moon sign. The following information comes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign, Moon Sign. Copyright Charles and Susie Harvey, 1994, again in 2003. First published by Aquarian, 1994. Each Sun-Moon type is a combination of elements. In the following descriptions of the element combinations, please remember that the pairing can be either way around. For example, a fire-earth combination refers equally to sun-fire, moon-earth, as it does to sun-earth, moon-fire. There will be subtle differences, but the dynamic is generally the same. The four pure types, with both sun and moon in the same element, most vividly express the element involved. Such an emphasis on one element also represents an imbalance, so such types are liable to swing into their complementary or opposite element. Earth-Earth combinations. The double Earth type is down-to-earth and matter-of-fact. His pragmatic philosophy and concern for material well-being was expressed well by Karl Marx, a double Taurus, in his famous dictum, "From each according to their abilities, to each according to their needs." This type is usually well grounded in economic and physical reality. He is very much in tune with his senses and instincts, through which he feels connected to and in control of his world. There is often an innate understanding of the natural, organic processes of growth, which gives this individual persistence, patience, and self-discipline in the pursuit of their goals. Stable, realistic, practical, dependable, and down-to-earth, this individual is the pillar of society type, on whom others rely for sound judgments and solid, traditional wisdom. Usually very much at home in their bodies and appreciative of all sensual pleasures, the earthy individual knows that the body and all the material realm sustain us and supply us with evidence that we do indeed exist, and that we have a creative existence too. This type readily learns how to manipulate the material world to his own delight and advantage, and usually with the awareness that the earth and the laws of nature deserve respect. However, an overly earthy consciousness eventually becomes skeptical and fearful of what may lie beyond the physical realm. He risks losing his vision and sense of meaning through overconcern with concrete facts and trusting only what he can touch, taste, see, hear, and most of all, measure. Shadow side. The double Earth type's deepest, darkest fear is chaos and the loss of control. The unconventional and deviant are seen as threatening or even evil. The intangible, unseen realm of spiritual meaning and purpose tends to elude them or only peeps into their lives via the classic superstition and the odd psychic apparition. A strongly traditional and too rigid adherence to concrete reality can create an increasingly hollow treadmill and enslavement to the physical, which the earthy type with dread has to admit only ends in death. And what then? The double Earth type often needs to develop their imagination, their trust in new possibilities, and to accept that their need for spiritual sustenance need not threaten their physical security and their need to be in control, as far as possible, of their life and circumstances. To entertain the idea that there may be a realm in which quantitative measurement does not apply, the realm of meaning and spiritual purpose, this can only release them from the risk of stagnant imprisonment in the fleshly cage. Relationships. The double Earth person is one of the best marriage partners of all, for they are an able provider and a loyal, dependable mate. They may gravitate towards other earthy types with whom they will share many values and feel secure and validated. But they are likely to have a more tantalizing attraction to the fiery type, whose enigmatic and unpredictable ways stimulate and challenge. The airy individual and the double Earth person make a comfortable pairing due to their mutual impersonal, practical, logical approach to problem solving. The watery individual finds the double Earth person a perfect container for his emotions, and these two can build a cozy nest and a strong, binding attachment that wears well. Male versus female. The qualities of the practical double Earth type fit comfortably with both male and female in Western society. Both will have a strong sense of duty and commitment, and in the case of the female, a strong inclination to serve human needs. Double Earth women are enormously capable, able to sustain demanding long-term professional projects, as well as order and well-being. They tend to be protective, resourceful, patient, and hardworking, capable of showing their loyalty and love through action, but remaining somewhat restrained in the expression of feelings. The male of this type may not fit into the stereotype of the macho Western man with all his extrovert courage and Indiana Jones-like panache, but his groundedness and quiet determination plus his strongly rational bias, make him a practical and effective leader who can map out his territory with polished organization and work steadfastly towards the mastering of whatever medium he chooses. The following observations about your Sun-Moon combination are drawn from insights gained from astrologer Jefferson Anderson's book, Sun Sign, Moon Sign, an observation of many different individuals. The writing itself comes from Mantak Chia and William Yu Wei's Cosmic Astrology, copyright 2012 by North Star Trust, published by Destiny Books. Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn. Mentor. You are quite a solemn person. You give off a wise image, and you are somewhat introverted and pensive. Indeed, common sense is one of your greatest assets. You seem to have an awareness that goes beyond space and time. You are mostly respected and admired because others see great maturity in you. You most likely recall a lot of rules and regulations and not much love and affection when you reflect on your childhood. Very early in life, too, you doubtless had to accept a lot of responsibility, which stopped you from having as much fun as other kids. This is possibly one cause of why you have a somewhat discontented attitude. For you, life is a permanent struggle, and, as a result, you can be cold and very cunning. The lack of the support and acceptance you required as a child, and the burden of your early responsibilities, almost certainly drove you to prove yourself to the rest of the world. You are resolute to triumph over whatever reverses you encounter in life, and you are very ambitious as well. Your combination implies tremendous inner strength, determination, and resolve. Your combination implies tremendous inner strength, determination, and resolve. Your material success is rarely accompanied by emotional satisfaction, but your rise in the world is methodic. You are never happy with your achievements, and you always want more standing, more reputation, and more riches. Your challenge is to have greater concern and human compassion. Do not let a career substitute for love or be an option to everything else in life. Expand and try to appreciate others instead of applying power or position to guard yourself from others. Furthermore, you should attempt to be more understanding and unbiased in your dealings with others. Your stubbornness is mesmerizing, and when you meet opposition, you do so head-on, overcoming your adversaries with level-headedness and sometimes callousness. You are always well prepared, and your mind is reasonable and accurate. Your credo is effectiveness, and centered, creative endeavors are an intrinsic strength. You have a magnificent sense of humor, although very imaginative and generally serious. Consequently, you have a dry liking for the darker and satirical sides of life. Most double Capricorns are attracted to well-planned, ordered professions. You are at ease when risk-taking is at a minimum and when you have rules to follow, which makes you well-suited for corporate or bureaucratic positions. Notes from Charles and Susie Harvey's Sun Sign, Moon Sign. Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn. Your greatest strengths. Thoroughness, dependability, the serious, attentive mental attitude you bring to all situations and concerns, protective, responsible attitude to others, commendable self-control, practical organizational abilities, persistent energies, shrewd common sense, indefatigable attitude to all obstacles and challenges. Your greatest weaknesses, self-centeredness, lopsided focus on self-advancement, which can ultimately make you lonely. Tendency to ignore or reject the emotional and spiritual dimensions of life. Propensity to wear too much defensive armor and to expect the worst. Tendency to judge others from a position of pious self-righteousness. Try to lighten up and indulge in some purposeless fun. Image for integration. A hoary old grandfather sits in his chair with his grandson on his knee. He gives him a gift for his 7th birthday, a first edition of Pilgrim's Progress.